I don't know, were we allowed to drink or were we just drinking anyway? But I ended up getting absolutely polluted. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I will be discussing the tattoos that I have. I only have 3, so it's going to be a short video. My first tattoo is probably one of the most embarrassing things you've ever seen. I was 15 when I got it done and I don't know what I was thinking. I'm a smart person. What was I thinking? It's been about 10, 11 years since I got it done. I just haven't really wanted to go back and change it, only because it's such a joke between me and my friends and people who know. And they're like, oh, remember when we all went in and we were like waiting for you to get your first tattoo, and that's what it was. So just before we get started, why don't you smash that thumbs up button and make sure to also subscribe to my channel and click the bell button for notifications. So the first tattoo I'm going to talk about is my most recent, which I got a couple of years ago to mark my friendship with my best friend. Her name's Romy, and I have known her since I was like 6 or 7 years old, I think, and we've been best friends ever since. For, I think it was it her birthday or was it my birthday? I don't know. A couple of years ago we decided to get these little tattoos. So it's here on my wrist and it's just a tiny little heart. It didn't hurt or anything, so that was nice because my other ones did hurt a lot. Every time I look at that, I'll always think of her, and she's literally like a sister to me, so that one's like really special to me and I really like it. Aww. So my second tattoo I can't show you right now because it's actually on my hip, as you can see, and it says rebellion. Okay, so this one's kind of cringy as well, but look, my body, my choice. So this one I got done when I went to Scotland. I think I was maybe 17, so it was about 2 years after I got what's on my wrist, my really bad one on my wrist, like not my little heart. And I got rebellion. I don't know. I wanted a Britney reference, and Britney Spears has an unreleased song called Rebellion. And it's one of those things where it's kind of legendary within the Britney Spears army and community. Whoa, I sound like a stalker. Oh, baby. But it's a song that I kind of, in my teens and when things were really hard for me, I would listen to that song like on repeat, even though there's about 30 seconds of the song. I would just play it on repeat, on repeat. I was in a show called F My Life, FML, and we toured around Ireland, the UK, and Europe with it for two years, I think. So when we got to Scotland, I don't know, were we allowed to drink or were we just drinking anyway? But I ended up getting absolutely polluted and it was really bad. Like, one minute I was fine, like, and then the next minute I was racing down the halls of the accommodation that we were staying in and I just smacked straight into a wall. Yeah, so that wasn't great. What I think happened was, I do remember running, like whatever happened after that, I don't know. So I must have been running. I was racing this guy from Scotland and we were racing down the hall because I used to be a really fast runner. I used to sprint. And so I was like, oh yeah, I'm such a fast runner. Like, let's have a race. So speeding down the halls, and then my body just didn't know how to stop. And I literally went splat into a wall that had like a placard on it saying where the room numbers were, and also a fire hydrant. That wasn't good. And I don't know if you can see the scar right here. That scar is from running into the wall because I had my eyebrow pierced for a really long time, and when I ran into the wall, I hit the corner of the placard with my face. It indented into my head, basically. Someone, I don't know what really happened, but I just remember that our chaperone, who was chaperoning us, and the rest of the actors in the show. Oh, so I should really mention that it was an exchange. So basically we went over to Scotland and a load of theatre groups all came together and we like put on our plays for each other and kind of just had a weekend out of it, and it was really, really cool. So that's what we were doing, and that's why we were in Scotland, and that's why there were so many people and stuff, and that's why we had a chaperone. The chaperone either called an ambulance or someone called an ambulance, and apparently I was like, they were trying to get me into the ambulance, and I was like saying all kind of things, like I think it was like shouting about fat British men trying to take me away when it was just nurses, like female nurses. So yeah, that wasn't good. And if you're watching this, I'm so freaking sorry. So I had always kind of planned that I wanted a second tattoo anyway, but I was definitely like, this definitely marks an occasion. Like, at the time I just thought it was funny, and I was like, I just really want to remember how wild we used to be, like me and my friends. So when I got back from the hospital the next day and I went into the room that I was staying in, I realized someone had stole the rest of my money. So I had like pounds and someone had like taken it while I was in the hospital, like unconscious. I wasn't unconscious, I was just really drunk. So someone had taken my money and I only had about 35-40 pounds left. And I had already booked the appointment for the tattoo, I think the day before. The small little tattoo studios in the town. So if anybody knows St. Andrews, I don't know if you know where the tattoo studio is, but anyway, I was in there and I was like, look, I know I booked the appointment and stuff, but someone actually robbed me last night when I was in the hospital. And like my eyebrow was like out to here. There was like a golf ball size thing right here. And he was just laughing. He was like, oh my God, you're crazy. And we were like, yeah, kind of. So basically he said he'd give me the tattoo for 30. And that's what I got done. If I had my way over, I'd probably get it kind of redone. And I actually probably wouldn't get that tattoo because I don't really like it anymore. But yeah, oops. But it's not like I hate it or anything. Like, it's fine that it's there. It's just that because I've gained weight, it's actually moved. So it was supposed to be like kind of on my hip, which was really sore, and I do not recommend you getting a tattoo on your hip. It's killer. I swear to God, I was like on the bed like an exorcist. Like, I was holding onto my friend's hands like this, and I was like, your mother sucks cocks in hell.
Kingdom come, your mother sucks cocks in hell.
Like, I was so bad, like I couldn't deal. But it was over in like 5 minutes, so it was okay. So yeah, that's the story of my rebellion tattoo. Now it's the moment you've all been waiting for. My biggest tattoo fail ever. I think this one should definitely like be in the books just for how stupid I actually was. This is my #1 tattoo fail. Like, it's Lucky Dice and it says BJ for, you know, fellatio. Great. So when people say, oh, what does that say? I'm like, no, don't look at that. Oh, it stands for blowjob. It's so embarrassing. I was 15 years old. I went into this really dodgy place on my birthday. He was like, it's going to be €70. I was like, I'm not paying €70 for a small dice on my wrist. So as you can see, it's really, really faded. That's the way it was done. So when I took off the bandages, my friends are like, oh, it looks kind of faded. And I was like, yeah, it does. And I just haven't been back because it's just such a fail. So it's right here on my wrist. And the reason I got this tattoo is because Britney Spears actually has Lucky Dice on her wrist as well. As you know, I'm a huge fan of Britney Spears. Like, she's just my idol. And so young and stupid, I was like, yeah, I need a Britney tattoo. It's going to be my first tattoo. And so obviously B&J stands for Britney and Jamie. And when I was getting it done, I'm sure he turned around to me and he said, do you want it the other way? Like, Jamie, Britney. And I was like, no, like, put Britney first. And it could have been Justin Bieber. That would have been fine. You know, I could have just told people it was for Justin Bieber. Like, people would have been like, fine. But because it says blowjob, it's so embarrassing. And the fact that it's such a bad tattoo as well, I'm just like, it's so cringeworthy. So I ended up paying 50, I think, if I didn't say that already. I paid 50 for that shite. And yeah, now it's just this big joke between me and my friends and people who know that I've got BJ on my wrist. I will eventually get it redone and hopefully they can cover over that. I do still want to have the Lucky Dice on my wrist because I still think it's cute. Like, you know, my lucky numbers are there. And so yeah, that's the story of my tattoos. I never thought I'd actually make this video because I was like, nah, like, it's not that bad. But now that I'm a bit older and a bit wiser, I realize that it really is bad and it's embarrassing. And I just think it's a funny video to make. So I want to know, do you guys have any tattoos? What kind of tattoos are they? Do you like your tattoos or do you have any tattoo fails? I really want to know that. So definitely leave your comments in the comment section below. Also, if you think my dice are the biggest fail, please give this video a big thumbs up. Remember to check out some of my other videos. Until next time, thanks for watching. Wishing you a fabulous and safe day.